to the New York Giants, and I just came off the show at Sports Journey. Had a great time with Chris and Lake, and I definitely want to come back and do it again. Maybe I'll bring some friends next time, and I had a blast.
Sports Journey. Sports Journey Network.
What's up? This is Lorenzo Alexander, Kedric, Golston, and my man Lake Lewis here on Capital Punishment on Sports Journey Broadcasting Network. Doing it big as usual out here at the studio today, me and Kedric's spot. We can do Pilates, dance for little girls, TRX. You know, we trainers as well, so we doing it cool. We're hanging out. Got a great show for you tonight. Gonna talk about some caps, some NBA playoffs, of course, and then this big thing going around about concussions and obviously RG3 and his impact. And also, you know, the Redskins' new uniforms dropped today. You know, what people think about those and how we feel about it. So it's going to be a great show. But definitely got to start the show off representing the Caps. You know, in Game 5, people were kind of down on them because they lost it at the end there with Joe Ward's mistake. But they bounced back in Game 6. You know, Caps. You know, I'm a new fan. You know, I'm not going to never give up on them. People was doubting them. They done. There's people still down them thinking they're going to be done in 7.
The best thing about them is they just went out there and played a complete game.
Oh, yeah.
They went out there as a team. They played hard. There was no lulls defensively. Hope he stepped up big once again. So, I mean, it's a great day to be a Caps fan. You know what I'm saying? Some of us go through the good times and the bad times, but our colleagues late, you know, said we be having the postseason show here,
right?
Just
exactly.
Doing a season wrap up. So where was the faith, Lake?
You know, I have to again. This
twice.
is becoming. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it anymore.
Right? Oh, you're not? Oh, not anymore.
How many times
I'm not doing it anymore?
Make it a
I don't know. And you know what? He's from this area, so it don't even make no sense. We ain't even from here.
Let me tell you guys a story. On Monday night, we were doing a show from Chicks and Wings, and Chris Wilson was there, Philip Daniels was there, and then our guy in North Carolina came up again, E. Vapors.
Oh, yeah.
Eric Stevenson came up. I kid you not, when the Rangers scored that goal in regulation with 6 seconds left, the place in there, everyone just went silent. Naturally, the Rangers went in overtime, and I kid you not, while we were packing up, getting ready to go home, some guys had Cap jerseys on, and they were coming out, and I said, hey, guys, what do you think? I mean, are they still alive? They were like, they're done. So Eric's like, how can you say that? That's your team. They were like, if you lived in this area.
And that's what it is.
You're used to having your heart
broken.
broken.
Right, obviously, right, yeah. The Redskins, we haven't been playing well. The Wizards haven't been playing well. The Caps this season haven't been playing well. So people just kind of already just kind of fall in that flow, which as a fan, when I'm a fan, like I'm a fan now, I just can't see it like that. Maybe because I don't have all the hardships of being a fan in all the sports.
You haven't seen the hard times,
but it's
the hard times.
It's different. Listen,
I don't know.
When we became hockey fans here, about 3-4 years ago,
right? The
Caps winning the President's Cup. I mean, the regular season was just flowing. It was fun. They scoring 6-7 goals scoring 120 points we got defensemen, in the tops in the league of scoring.
Yeah.
So this is something different this year.
You know what it is?
So you know what? In order to get, we're forming a diamond here. In order to form a diamond, you got to go through some pressure. So we've done the pressure throughout the season. They let Boudreaux go.
Yes.
Brought Coach Hunter in. Had their struggles. They even been 7 games. This team is tested, man.
But see,
they are primed for a Stanley Cup.
This is where
in my opinion.
I'm giving no. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you 2 credit because
nothing worth having is easy, right? Like,
no,
your daddy told you that.
You gotta work
now
for
I'm gonna let you speak.
No, you gotta. I mean, you guys are right, and I think that what I'm seeing is this isn't anymore a team of Mike Green and Ovi and Alexander Shepard where they're individuals,
right?
Dale Hunter's come in and he's brought them together. And that goes back to, again, what I was saying as far as having your heart broke. I go back to the days when Dale Hunter was playing,
right?
And they had, Mike Carpenter and Rod Langway. They had all the old guys that were great as a team. It was just that they were playing in the Islanders era, where the Islanders were winning like multiple Stanley Cups. Yeah. I think this team right here, if you look at what's going on right now, they are eerily similar to last year's Boston Bruins.
Right.
And the Bruins won 3 7-game series to get to the Stanley Cup Finals and win it. Right now, if I'm the New Jersey Devils, I'm hoping and praying that the Rangers win. Because
not gonna happen. Though.
Yeah, and I don't think
it's not gonna happen. And it's no
well,
longer.
No. He needs to stay. He needs to stay
No,
unbelievable.
I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon.
Right.
I'm just
exactly.
saying.
That's why I didn't go to the game last night. Each game I didn't went to, we didn't lost. So I stayed away purposely last night.
So you might need me to keep doubting them.
Yeah. So maybe like Kedric saying,
keep doubting them, just keep going,
all the way.
No, I don't doubt them this time though.
They're definitely doing all the things they need to do to win.
They are. They really are.
We got the hot goalie, and we talked about that weeks ago. But Hope's the hot goalie.
Brandon Hope won.
Man, that guy's playing insane.
It is.
Got that Jedi, just getting everything.
Everything.
Do and do not.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. Showing him the puck.
There is no try.
He is. He's like Velcro right now.
He's out there
sticking
balling.
to
It's
him.
on his head. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. He's not giving him any second chances around the net as far as, so he's sucking everything up, Velcroing to his glove, and not really letting the Rangers get in there, muddy it up, and then maybe get a little cheap one like we did with my man Chimmer out there last night, sneaking in behind the defense, getting one after Alexander Zimmerman off his skate. So it's just great to see how well they're playing right now and everything. Like you just gotta give shots out to like Jason Chimmer, just the way he's been, or Chimera, the way he's been playing, hustling, creating that power play for us, getting out there, creating that penalty. I like my man Big Sticks Hendricks out there laying cats, running around, just flying around, a lot of energy. Joel Ward, the way he bounced back, I thought it was a great way of Dale Hunter being behind him, allowing him to start last night.
Sure.
It was just great to see his hustle and not really allowing that play last week to affect the way he was approaching this week's game. And everybody out there just flying around. Cosner playing great defense. Mike Green finally getting back in his rhythm, skating well. I think his legs are coming back in his decision-making.
They're all
they're
on
starting
the
to
same
gel.
page right now.
They're starting to gel. Much like how the Giants did in the NFL, the Packers did 2 years ago. They're starting to form just at the right time.
You can play.
They just getting on that steamroll, and that's what I really like to see, because it's not really any laws. They're getting stronger as these playoffs are going.
And you got the superstar on the team, which Alex Ovechkin, he's bought in. He took a lot of criticism early, even when in the firing of Boudreau, and then not playing as much as he is normally used to play. But you see him out there now earning it. And the other players, they see that, whereas they used to work hard and things like that. Now they see him out there earning it. That even inspires them even more to go out there and do the things. They say, this is a superstar. He could pout, he could do this, he could demand the trade and things like that.
But he's lifting people off their feet.
He's bought into the system. And so, I mean, that does wonders for that team.
It does. I think right now, honestly, if you look at everything that's going on, it almost seems like, that paradigm shift is there. It's like sitting right on the Capitals right now for them to – it's hard for me to say it, but for them to make a run at the Stanley Cup.
Oh, they're making a run at it. They in the middle of the run.
No, but I mean, I don't mean like being the conversation.
Get past this round, getting to the next one.
Yeah, man, to like
they
tell
probably
them to
match
start
up even better next week.
They do.
Or
they do.
Next series,
they do. I mean, naturally, you can't overlook the Rangers because they did have the best record in hockey, and they're going home.
We've been there, though. We've been the best record in hockey.
They don't have any fear going in that building, though.
No, they don't.
None at all.
And they've proven – I think the Capitals, the history of them this year is that they've actually, in my opinion, looked better on the road in the playoffs than they have at home, as far as
they relish that moment to shut up the other crowd, score their goal, take their heart from them. For some reason, they just go out there.
New York is.
Well,
let's be up front. You know how New York is.
Well, you got less distractions on the road where you stand in a hotel with your teammates, you're able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Really, indulge yourself in the game, whereas when you're at home, you might have distractions with family, things like that. Driving to the stadium, commuting, things like that.
Right.
On the road, you don't have those things. You
Us
sit
versus
in the
them.
Yeah,
the whole city.
Yeah,
it's almost like
even the people that's serving you food in the hotels. That deep down inside they're being nice, but they're rooting for the other team.
Right.
you there for one reason, and that's to win. And so let's go.
I was upset that they gave up that junk goal at the end of the game, though, because the reason why I say that is because the Rangers already know they're in trouble. But it would have cemented that thought process, knowing that I can't score this guy.
It's already cemented. They knew they lost the game before that. Game 5, I think they didn't win that game. No. We gave it up on them on a fluke play.
They did. It was gift wrap for them.
Right. So I mean, how can you not in your back of your mind saying, "Man, we stole that one. And they just came back and whooped us, and they played us strong up here." I mean. But if I'm the Rangers, I'm not too sure of myself right now because they got outplayed. And in the end of the game 6, they try to throw little fake physical play out there and a little burst of energy, but it was too late by then, and they just don't have enough. I mean, all of our guys are playing well.
They can't score.
They can't key on one guy either.
Exactly.
I mean, it's no longer just let's stop OV and nobody else got any offense.
But this is the kind of game that I think right now, if you're an Ovechkin fan, if you realize how great of a player he is, don't be surprised if he has one of those.
Oh, he's going to have one,
just
man.
One of those big-time games coming up.
This dude is ridiculous. Did you see that play? He didn't make the goal, but he was going to the hole.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who the defenseman was, kind of tripped him up. He's falling. The puck was right there. He grabs the puck with his hand, tosses it, and then makes a shot on the goal. This dude all in one play.
Yeah, just bam.
Like, this dude is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a freak, man. Let me ask you guys, though, this. From a competitive standpoint, which – folks, by the way, these two guys here, like the two most competitive guys, you should hear some stuff. But if you're the Capitals and let's just say they go on and they get the Stanley Cup.
Right.
You guys are technically the big fish in this area as far as pro NFL team.
It'll always be that way.
Is there going to be a friendly rivalry now where – you say that you're happy for the Capitals, which you are. You support them.
Right.
But now it's like you want to say, well, we want to walk around with that championship.
Yeah. I mean,
so
you want to do that every year regardless.
Right,
I mean, obviously, if another team in your city does it,
but would it
you
give
want
you a
to
little
step
bit more
up and
incentive?
do it.
Yeah.
I mean, more incentive, from a fan perspective and like from
an appreciation standpoint.
Me knowing OV a little bit and hanging out with him and getting to talk to him. Yeah, of course, you want to be able to say, we got one too, and be able to share this experience as far as being champions.
Hey, listen, you might want to bring them in the locker room with the trophy.
Well, I mean, we got the most loyal fans in the NFL. And a lot of people say that. You go to places like Jacksonville and St. Louis, and they all say we got the best fans. The DMV definitely has the best fans in the National Football League.
By far.
And so we want to give them the product that they want. They're accustomed to Super Bowls here, and it's been a long time since that. But we want to bring that winning product back to the field. But the Redskins are king around here.
You guys know it. I know it.
And the Caps, whereas, everybody's behind them, and we want to see them win, and we're going to enjoy the championship when they win it. But then in football season, or not even OTAs on the horizon.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, to get you guys pumped up, I could see literally if they win the Stanley Cup, I could see maybe – Dan Snyder or someone saying, hey, maybe you can bring that out to the stadium for the opening game. I mean,
maybe.
For your opening home game. Obviously, it's not going to New Orleans.
I mean,
it's
definitely going to be. I mean,
that's incentive, man. It's close to home.
How's it incentive, though? I mean,
but let me put it. DC United won a bunch of championships early on.
You're going to bring them? I mean,
championships is a championship.
I'm not hating because they were a dynasty. They were a dynasty.
We know it's soccer.
Yeah.
But it's still, the Castles won a whole bunch of them, too.
Not only listen, in all fairness.
Big shout out.
Yeah, the Castles in the
building. I done been there. Great time.
Hey,
that's a great event, by the way.
Oh, no.
That's first class.
My boy coaches.
That's first class.
Of course. Nick Askew, what's up? Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm a sports guy, first and foremost. And if
Would you call yourself a guru?
Of course. That's what I do for a living.
I just want to get the right perspective on the conversation to know what I'm dealing with.
This is what I try to do. Right. I mean, one thing I'm enjoying with you two is that, and this isn't knocking any of the other guys, but, I've been told, by some of the guys from my days at ESPN, and they're like, man, you dumb down yourself to do these shows with the players sometimes.
Wow.
And I've been told that.
Aren't they just ex-players on ESPN anyway?
Well,
or coaches?
Well,
how hard is that?
But see, for me, I look at it like, the School of Hard Knocks. I mean, I went to college for this. I've applied this, but I can honestly say, with most of the guys that do stuff with us here at Sports Journey, but you two in particular, it's interesting to me to see you guys start your show talking about the Capitals because there are some Redskins fans who watch the program and they don't want to hear anything but Redskins.
True.
And I got to tell you, you're going to be disappointed because these guys have other things in their head.
Right, you definitely got to give it to them all. We ain't all football all the time.
We might come here and talk about the Pro Bass tournament.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, listen, I can't.
At Lake Anna.
Yeah. Hey, listen, when you guys talked NASCAR 2 weeks ago, let me tell you, coming from Orlando, there was two things that I was told when I got hired down there. That you had to be able to cover NASCAR when people call in. You have to know it.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to know high school football.
That's
how big the South. You know that.
Oh, yeah. It's big
South
time.
bigger than college and pro.
Oh, yeah, man. They run that thing like factories down there. I went out there my first time in high school for like an all-star game, East-West high school game. These high schools looked like colleges and had food courts.
Mini stadiums, professional goalposts.
It was ridiculous. I was like, man, this is what football is like down here.
Yeah, it's serious business.
Yeah, definitely. And I've only experienced it in Georgia. I can only imagine Texas high school has 50,000 seat stadium in high school.
Well, the high schools are 25,000 students.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there was high schools in Florida in Orlando. I think Dr. Phillips, if I'm not mistaken, had like 15,000 students. That's a lot. It's a campus.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what
I wish I could say I went to a school like that. My school was about 600 deep. 24 players on the team.
Few to proud.
Private school.
300 fans, and it produced me. So it must be a great experience. So
well, let me just
we get
say
it everywhere, baby.
Private school I went to before I transferred to I graduated from high school from John F. Kennedy in Silver Spring. What's up, everybody? Before that, I was at 2 private schools, Mackin Catholic, which closed down, and I transferred to DeMatha Catholic. And
you a DeMatha guy?
Yeah, man. So just
man, you probably arrogant like Josh Wilson. Nothing.
We run the area.
Josh Wilson.
That's most of their claim to fame is that they went to
Brian
DeMatha.
Westbrook.
Byron. I'm giving a shout out to Byron Westbrook.
Yeah, Byron is his brother. By the way, I mean,
not his brother, it's Byron, baby.
Byron.
Yeah, Byron, baby.
Well, I'm just saying because Brian's older.
No.
You know how that goes.
I know Byron.
I know Byron. I don't know Brian.
I don't know Byron. I played against Byron.
Yeah,
I know
right.
Byron.
Speaking of Byron, I think Byron should have been given a better chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is with a lot of guys. It's an opportunity.
I think the guy was always in the right place at the right time all the time.
It's all about what coaches think of you and put you in that box.
And who's getting paid.
And once you in that box, it's hard to get out of that box. So
Well, look. Let's get back to these Capitals here because I want take the fandom off. I mean, you got the jersey on.
Oh, I'm gonna rep the jersey, baby. So this,
no, but I mean,
I can't be unbiased here.
No,
I can't be. You can ask me.
So let's not be biased here. I need a percentage.
Percentage
in
of
your
what?
mind, percentage that they win Game 7. Just a percentage.
95%. Unless they get some fluke goals.
That's an extremely high percentage.
Yeah, that's the way they're playing.
That's a guarantee.
That's the way they're playing. No, it's not a guarantee. A guarantee is 100%.
But
95% is something that happens like in Game 5 where Joe Ward has that play and that happens. That's the 5%. That's the 5% chance of that happening.
You going 95?
The other 95%, the way Hopi is playing right now, the way Jason Chimera is running around, the way Hendricks is hitting fools, the way OV is playing hard, the way Alexander Simmons is giving up his body.
Mike Green.
You see Mike Green, Alsner, all these
Warren
guys.
bouncing back.
Yeah. All these guys out there playing as a team, I don't care what New York does. They can come out there and do whatever they want to do. The way they playing right now, you can't stop them. Too much talent. Too much of role players, too much camaraderie right now, and Dale Hunter's done a great job with the scheme and the way they're just playing overall.
The Caps are at a state of mind now where you can call, the Rangers had the best record in the regular season, so you would categorize them as a bunch of winners, right?
Yeah.
Well, what the Caps are right now is a bunch of guys that hate to lose,
right?
And will not lose.
And
so I'll take the guys that hate to lose.
Right.
They
give me a percentage.
They don't want to go home.
Give me a percentage.
I'll go 95% as well.
Man,
and I'm not. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't see guys out there playing like I've seen in past. I see one unit. You can take the names off the back of the jerseys.
It don't matter who coming off that bench. What line is on there?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And plus,
those are irrelevant.
I got a huge bet with my boy Bone. He's a huge Rangers fan. Can't stand him.
He's
the bet is though, right? The bet.
So he's a Mets fan.
No, he's a Yankees fan.
I know. My bad, Steven.
It don't matter either way.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But the bet is though, we made the bet after Game 5. I told him we was gonna still win it. So he said if we lose, I gotta wear a Rangers hat for the day. But when we win, he has to wear a Caps hat. I'm gonna let him wear my Caps jersey, and we're gonna tweet it.
It's gonna be a little snug.
It might be. No, but this is big. I bought this when I was a little bit bigger. There's a lot of room in there for him. It stretches out. But he going to get in it.
That's a little, you think that's snug?
I mean, that man, you see his arms on that? That 7'4" is tight. It ain't got no crease in it.
He got a little hawk. You know what I'm saying? It is a little hawk up in there.
Ain't nowhere to go. We'll say this. He at 95%. I'm at 95%. Where are you at?
I'm at 96%. How about that?
Oh man!
How you go from zero to 96%?
You didn't even believe that. Y'all know you didn't believe that.
No, we didn't believe that.
I'm gonna tell you seriously. I'm going 75%. 75%.
Rangers.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. You have to clarify for us.
75% caps.
Okay.
And the reason why that 25 lingers on the other side is because, listen, you have to take into consideration their home. I mean, you just have to. Game 7 at home.
It means nothing in the NHL hockey right now. Nothing.
I'm
They've been splitting.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is my wild card. Opie just had a child, and when a man has a child,
might have a distraction or something.
No distraction. This man understands he's playing for something bigger than himself now. If he didn't have enough inspiration now, with the birth of his child, he's there.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna be like the Matrix in the goal. So
I mean,
I'm changing mine. I'm going to 100. I'm guaranteed we going to Madison Square Garden and we coming back with we going to get the cup, and it starts Saturday night. We going to get it. But then after that, we got OTAs, which brings us to our next question. With RG3 being named the starting quarterback, what do you think about that?
Well, there's a lot of different things you can think about it. I think it's smart, one. I think it's a no-brainer.
I mean, who didn't know that? Who didn't know that?
Well, man, just let me tell you guys something that was that really came up, and I'm not putting out any names. I won't do that. But there were some questions that were asked on Sunday, first day of the media. We were allowed to go out and see him.
Yeah.
Questions like, did you buy your car yet? Your first car yet?
Okay, I can think of some guys.
Fine for a home. I mean,
I can think of some guys.
Home? Is it
home?
A home. Are you
Golston
looking for a home?
Big
All day, right here.
Service in Maryland.
I might have to hit him up myself. Serious time. I got that hourglass running out on me too. But the thing is that I want to hear about football. But then when you hear some of the football questions, it's just like a mass, mob goes around Kirk Cousins. And do you feel like you have a chance to compete for the starting job? No. I mean, he's not going to say that.
Right.
But he's saying, I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm trying to get better as a player.
All the PC answers.
But just
what he's supposed to
come on, folks. Let's not go with the same old cliche, the same old stuff, because you already know the answer is absolutely, unequivocally, you can really drop 100% on that one.
Well, I'm playing for number 2 right now.
If he sees the field this year, somebody's getting fired upstairs. Bottom line.
Listen.
That's the way it is.
You know what it is.
Of course.
Football is definitely a sport. But you know what? It's a sport, but it's also a business. Mm-hmm. And so they just invested a whole lot in the RG3. They invested the now with the first round pick, and the future with the other first round picks. Mm-hmm. And so that's a product that has to be shown because you've put a lot of time or money or energy or however you want to put it into this guy. Mm-hmm. So he has to be on the field. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the business of the matter. And that's today's NFL.
Right. Yeah. Well, it means nothing.
But it's like when I see now people are saying the veterans have bought into him being the starter.
Well, we haven't played with him, first of all. So some guys might respect him and seen him and know his talent and what he's able to do.
You like his demeanor and his humility.
Right. You like all that.
But he got to win games.
You got to win our respect first. You got in OTAs, in training camp, how you handle yourself day in and day out, how well you pick up the offense. Do you have a strong handle of it? Are you strong in the huddle? Mm-hmm. Are guys respecting who you are and what you represent? Mm-hmm.
I think all that translates to this point that let us believe that he's that guy. I tell the story when Ryan Kerrigan got drafted last year. Oh, yeah. You could tell that he was going to be a perfect fit. That he was what Coach Gibbs like to say, he's going to be a core Redskin. Yeah. Right. He believed in all the things that we believe in as far as hard-nosed, tough. You're talking about a guy that would run extra after a player organized event. Because, we were in a lockout.
Right.
So we were at Tuscarora High School.
Right. I remember seeing him.
James Madison.
He out there running extra.
He looked like he belonged right then.
Right.
I was just like, this guy's got it.
He understood that him being drafted in the first round, where a lot of guys think that, I've made it. He understood that was just the first step in the door.
Yeah.
And you can see the season that he have.
He's going to be even better. Because actually, he's my workout partner. So he's based on his year last year, how great it was. He ain't taking nothing off. He's still approaching the same way. Still got that hunger inside of his belly. And I predict he's going to go double digits this year, just because of who he is, how he works out, and the way his game is going to evolve this year.
I think my prediction for Ryan Kerrigan is that he actually steps out of the shadow of Brian Arakpo, which is a natural shadow.
Right, 2-time Pro Bowler.
Of course.
It's hard to do that, though.
Exactly, but I think now he starts to kind of.
Really?
I do. Well, no.
Natural shadow.
When I say natural,
see,
go ahead. Don't bring him up in here on me. I'm just saying, He's a 2-time Pro Bowl. That's what I
Definitely,
meant. Don't be getting me in trouble, man. Come on now. Don't be getting me in trouble.
You gotta watch it now.
Even though I did see some footage of some golf swings.
Oh yeah.
From the other day.
Did you? Did you get out there?
No. I kind of tweaked my back early.
Like Perry Riley. Like Perry.
I decided I need to go to the chiropractor.
One swing, and he was like, my back's out.
Yeah, Perry's horrible. And I'll tell him that to his face.
The worst of the day.
What you expect, man? That guy
Trent
ground.
Williams. He fell, man.
No.
Hey.
He didn't have on golf shoes.
Yeah,
he had on some
Give
J's.
you some time. And folks, for the people who don't see this right now, from now on, yes, we will show you these graphics and the things. But there's some things that I want these gentlemen to see here that happen with.
See, but golf is not an easy game. You can't just be big and strong and go out there and do it.
I get out there, but I'm no good.
Is golf a sport?
Yes.
Do you have to be an athlete to play
Yes,
golf?
you do.
Or is it a skill?
You think so?
What's the difference? We got to get Webster's out. Somebody look it up.
I'm not saying
we'll say NASCAR is a sport.
Oh, definitely. I'm not saying golf isn't a sport. I think
it is a sport. You have to be athletic. Everybody can't do it. First of all,
the fact that you walk, 100 holes on a weekend, that's some athleticism is involved in that. Just from a stamina, standing up all day.
You have to train to be a good golfer. Obviously, you got some of those guys out there that are fat and out of shape, but those guys are slim and far between.
A dying breed. That's
right, exactly. But you got right. That guy was out there benching like 315, training, working out. These guys are high-tuned athletes out there, and I got much respect for them. Most of these sports, I got much respect. I can't tell anybody that they think it's not a sport.
You have to be extremely balanced in your body to be a good golfer, in my opinion.
You do. You do. You have to.
But you put a
your
lot of
equilibrium
torque.
has to be there.
But you put a lot of torque, flexibility. It's a lot of things that go into it. I mean, because even like Tiger, playing golf, you just say not that you're saying it's not a sport, but if it wasn't a sport, you wouldn't be getting torn ACLs.
Oh yeah, it's the amount of force that's on
his knee.
Right.
I mean, that's real. Tiger is. I think you could probably look at Tiger and say he's the first guy that we've seen as a golfer that
approached it like that.
Yeah, he has a physique. You could tell he works out. You could tell that he's put a lot of just a lot of effort into his game. Now
he cross-trained. He
right now
we know in the golf.
Right.
But right now, to play golf. He did other things.
But right now he's struggling. He's struggling right now. But there's a lot of factors to that.
You could talk. His health is one.
Yeah.
Where other people might point to, his other things with his family and things like that, which is extremely difficult to get through. Mm-hmm. But the man isn't healthy. And just talking with me and Zoe, when you're not healthy, you don't feel right. I can only imagine what a golf swing is. I know when something's bothering me and I get down in my stance, it's problematic because it changes your whole mechanics and things like that. So with him doing that and changing his golf swing and changing swing coaches and caddies and things like that, he's got a lot going on. Mm-hmm. So I do think he'll have a rebirth into the dominance of the Tiger that we all became to know and respect as a golfer. But right now he's going through a lull.
I relate that to having tendonitis on my left wrist. I'm left-handed.
Right.
And there's times where it might hit the rim a little bit.
Hit the rim?
What is your shooting?
It might hit the rim a little bit.
What does your shooting coach say about that? What's your shooting coach's name?
See, man, I'm gonna tell you, my shooting coach is
Phil McKinney.
My shooting coach is my stepfather named Clarence Rouse. That's who my shooting coach was. 6'5".
He had to dig deep for that one.
Hey man, North Carolina. He's a Southern dude. He's there right now. And I had it rough. My father was not letting up. He was like, you ever see the movie He Got Game?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how mom.
Oh, so yeah. He
was getting beat up.
Was he an ex-con?
Nah, he wasn't no ex-con.
Well, you just said.
He treated me like that. He treated me like he was ex-con. Nah, I'm telling you, I didn't have it as easy as you guys think I did. I didn't.
Bethesda, right?
No,
right.
No.
Demantha.
What's wrong with that?
Demantha.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Ain't
it's
nothing
good.
wrong. It's all good.
I want my kids to go to Demantha.
I say Mackin first because Archbishop Mackin, it closed down. It was in DuPont Circle where you probably gonna look at that like, see, there you go.
Good. That's where the president's kids went.
Right.
Hey, it was Johnny Dawkins went to school there. He was right before me, matter of fact.
Not Johnny.
Johnny was left-handed too. That's That's who I was.
Compared to?
Yeah. I didn't have that athletic ability like that.
Right, I can see that.
What do you?
Definitely.
All I said, I can see it.
How can you see it now? I mean, that's like 20 years later.
It don't matter. I can see an athlete when they walk, where they talk.
So you couldn't see me dunking anything back then.
No.
And I was.
No.
Yeah, I was.
Show me the video.
Back forward.
Let me see the video. You have video of that type of stuff.
You know what?
We're
going to find some video. Because I'm like the pre-YouTube guy. You know, that's the only problem. I wish I played in your era.
It was videotape back then.
It wasn't like it is today. You got to go. I got to go to
Give me
Jeff
two
Nelson and
references
Penn
then.
State. I got to go up to SID up there to get stuff.
Yeah, Penn State, exactly. You play college ball, so they should be able to. You did it in games, right? Not just running from half court.
I never had a dunk in a college game.
Really?
Ever.
And you could dunk backwards and forwards.
Oh, yeah.
And you never dunked
you know what? You know what? I'm going to call. I got a friend, Kurt Marshall. If you're checking this out, he's up at Penn State. He ran the Black Caucus League, which was the intramural league after the season, which we were allowed to play pickup in. And, yeah, I got some. I got some. And if he can get that footage. I'm just saying, man. We were playing against the football players. We were playing against the football players.
And never dunked in the game.
And no.
I said I never dunked in the game.
Let's not even talk about a game.
Oh.
He brought up intramural.
No. I'm just saying as far as footage where I know I can get some footage for you.
Come on now. You playing
Hey, I'll be playing against you guys, man.
We football players for a reason.
Time out. But I'm going to say this. Time out. In that Black Caucus League, we actually lost to the football team in the championship game. Football player, it wasn't even
exactly
no, it wasn't that. Seriously, it was that the wide receivers, O.J. McDuffie and the boys actually could play. They could play. They could have played with me.
Right.
They were. Yeah. It was
more physical. That's all
why
that
you
was.
always gotta bring that into the equation?
I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's why basketball players play basketball.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask y'all this then,
because a foul for getting touched.
My boy Eric, he's checking this out now. Remember, I asked this question to Phil and Chris the other night, and they struggled with it for a second.
I'm not gonna struggle with it at all.
What's more physical?
Yes.
The NFL, or hockey?
NFL. It's no doubt.
You wouldn't even give hockey a benefit of the doubt.
No, they're on ice, so they're hits. When you get hit,
makes it harder.
You give ground though. Exactly, it makes it harder to create that force. Now I'm on a solid surface, running 40 yards and hitting somebody on a solid force. So it's solid versus solid.
You don't think being on skates makes it harder? A harder hit?
Physics. Come on, Lake. Physics, baby. You went to Penn State.
Okay.
You on an icy surface.
Penn State is an agriculture school.
Oh, is it?
Nah, man.
Okay.
They got a great
it is an
engineering school, communications.
How did Penn State arise there in Pennsylvania?
I mean, that doesn't matter now.
It's
agriculture. It's a land grant institution. It is.
When you hit two things and both things go hit and collide and don't move, that's more force. If I hit something and it starts sliding back, it's not as impactful.
What about if you get them on the wall though?
I mean, that's an added purpose, but
you gotta be conscious.
It's not all the time though. We hit somebody every single play. Physical is just more than just big hits too. It's every play getting physical. They check people up against the boards.
If your definition of physical is you always are touching something,
and it's a physical game.
I'll give you
hockey, they get finesse. Sometimes it's not as physical. Every play, a D lineman and O lineman is smashing into each other.
They're touching each other
every time.
I'll give you that. I
mean, you don't have to give it to me. It is what it is.
I still think hockey's in the ballpark.
I didn't say it's not physical.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's that big of a landslide.
It is.
It is. I think you have physical guys that play hockey. You have your enforcers that are on the ice specifically to be physical and to hit guys. As a whole, whereas there are some violent hits, you very seldom see somebody just being laid out on the ice.
No, I can't recall the last time I saw somebody get up.
But in today's NFL,
you could be paralyzed.
Well, you could always be. That's
right.
See that when we were growing up playing football, you was worried about breaking your neck.
Right.
Nowadays, it seems to be less about neck and concussions.
Right.
And so, I don't know what's going on. You never used to see guys laid out on the field. Now, 10 years ago,
no, they was laid on the field. They would just come here. Oh, you good? Go back.
Yeah, they were going back out there, not in their right mind.
Maybe the camera didn't show it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now it seems like, you have
technology didn't know it. That's what it was. Doctors may not have known what they know today.
It was almost a badge of honor to get your bell rung.
I don't know if doctors didn't know that.
I don't think they know to the severity of what they know now.
Concussions, maybe not.
I mean, there's brain tests, there's different things that are going on now that CT scans that you just didn't have technology-wise.
They might have known it,
then.
but they couldn't prove it. I mean, medicine is always
It's
years
always
behind because you have
right.
to go through tests
Testing,
and all
right.
these things. And
all right, well, how about
like
this?
that.
How about this? I always used to hear my father always say, you know, I played football in high school, and he used to always say, "Oh man, you're not playing football." You know, I'm like, "Well, what is this?" He's like, "You know, not like when I played." Do you ever hear that from some of your older relatives or friends that the game's not as physical today as it used to be in the 70s, 80s?
It's different. It's smarter now, not all about being tough. Like, for example, when I was growing up, my uncle, you have 2, sometimes 3 days in high school. You out there in the hot sun, and they not letting you get any water.
We had 4.
See, that was just really ridiculous.
No, listen.
And not letting you get no water.
Like horses
if you
out
got
there.
water, you was considered soft.
No, not on that. No. They would say if you got water, it will make you catch a cramp.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's what I was
right.
told. Yeah.
We kind of got out of that.
Right.
We was young. That's what they were saying.
So, I mean, that has gone to a different level, but that's just all about mentality. I mean, if you asked any doctor back then, was that true? They would have told you, no, that's not true. But that's just the mentality of being tough, trying to get your mind and body ready to go through this, for lack of a better war that you was going to have to go through as far as a battle of attrition, who's going to out physical, who's going to outlast who.
The game where it used to be 3 yards in the cloud, it's more of a passing league now. So now you have to
unfortunately
with the safeties, but guys are bigger, faster, and stronger. Where you might have been a 300-pound man, 15 years ago, you were a huge guy. You probably wasn't as mobile as you needed to be, not because you just didn't have to be, because that wasn't the game.
Right.
You sat there and you battled the man in front of you. Nowadays, with the zone blocking schemes and things like that, and just spreading the field out, guys have to be big and be able to move.
But don't you think that you just alluded to it, Kedric, where maybe that's where the concussions come from because guys are bigger and faster?
I think so. I think.
I don't know.
You said it yourself, physics. If you have guys back in the 70s, average weight was 215,
right?
That's a safety.
But
now.
we had a workshop down at the NFLPA meetings, and it wasn't necessarily how hard you got hit. It was all about I'm not gonna say the right terms, but about the force, the angle of your head when you hit somebody, and that force what that created. And it doesn't have to be big, because I mean, soccer balls are creating concussions.
Oh man, if you play in cold weather, that thing's a rock.
So concussions have always happened. They're just more in the limelight right now. It's more of a focus on it, just because of everything that's going on, especially especially when you got people like Junior Seau and that whole thing.
I wanted to bring that up to you. Before we do that, I want to get your thoughts on this. And hopefully this doesn't put you guys on the hot seat. If you can't answer it, it's understood. But when you talk about concussions, a lot of us in the media feel like this is a possible ploy by the NFL to get 2 more games out of you guys, to lighten up the load as far as the hits. You remove special teams, which looks like they're trying to do that rapidly.
Yeah, they're trying to take
me
my job away.
That has a spell of 2 more games, and now that these guys, like you mentioned, Junior Seau, it's just adding. It's going to feed it.
And it makes sense from a business aspect, because you add 2 more games, it's more revenue. So therefore, for the owners.
Yeah, not for you.
No. I'm just for the owners. So it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense that they want to put an emphasis on player safety, but I'm not 100% all in that every single owner or even front office is really that worried about player safety.
Well, I say that
when
they talk about this, they talk about
agree.
You take away 2 preseason games and you put them on the back end of the schedule. Well, you got guys like let's just say London Fletcher, right? Where he doesn't come off the field. So he plays, 60, 70 snaps a game. In those 2 preseason games, the 4th one he isn't playing in.
Period.
He's not even dressing.
Right.
And in the first one, he might get 10 reps.
He might get 10
So it's
plays.
games are irrelevant when you're talking about concussions and hits and things like that. It's about the amount of time, the amount of plays you are on the field.
Yeah, but the league is trying to portray this to us in the media and to you as players that concussions normally happen on kickoffs. The concussions happen on special teams, and that does not happen.
It's the little hits. I mean, those are obviously the big collisions. Those are the ones that are seen by fans, and it's like, you know, like, why are you letting these people run into each other like this?
Well, that's what most of those people paying for.
Right. So, right. So, but those type of hits are, you know, those can be very severe and serious as well. But it's the hits, multiple hits that offensive, defensive linemen do, linebackers do against offensive linemen on a consistent basis over and over and over again.
Practicing day in and day out.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's what people don't see. They just see Sunday, and I think they really think we just sitting there, we show up at the stadium, and then we go.
We
play.
ready, baby.
You know,
I'm ready. Come on, let's do this.
You might do anywhere. You might do 40 or 50 defensive reps, not to mention 40 or 50 offensive reps. 25 special team reps in a practice.
To me, I've been telling people this for years. Anybody that wants to listen, and maybe you can vouch for it. Your work week is your work week.
Oh, you work it.
The game is it's a chance for you to release.
And
now.
don't think you got a whole practice squad that's servicing the offense and the defense on each side. There's guys, you know, Kedric, myself, we rotating in, giving looks on offense, giving looks for the defense, and we got to go out there and do special teams. So it comes from multiple ways. Am I crying about it? No, because I know what I signed up for.
No one thinks that.
And right. I mean, well, some people will, because you got people coming on NFL, suing the NFL right now, ESPN, and some cats that look
piling on, man.
Look crazy right now. I mean,
it's
a little ridiculous.
Yeah, they piling on.
But at the same time, I think the NFL needs to stand up and take care of certain players and some players.
I think they take care of every player.
Well, if you qualify, because I mean, every player. There's some players I'm not quite sure.
What is the qualification? 3 years?
Well,
I mean, just to
be vested. Yes. 3, and then you get the 5 years medical on the back end.
Well, let me say this. But what if you got knocked out in your first year? What if you seriously had a serious concussion?
Well, you're gonna file for workers' comp.
I'll say this, and I don't think a trainer would disagree. In the past 5 or 6 years, concussions have been brought to the forefront.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I can't speak about what happened 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, but if you don't know, you don't know.
But the question is,
do you know?
Did they know?
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's the whole question.
I don't know if they even knew. I honestly don't know if a trainer has been. Maybe now.
Well, now there is no way they can say
there's no gray area. No. Well, no, because Colt McCoy last year,
and I had an argument today.
He was put in the game,
and that was one of my main things, because I was told that there's nobody in the NFL that would put a player back in the game that's been knocked out.
Yeah, man, that joker came out with a curly straw.
Right.
Well,
so where's the breakdown in communication with something like that?
We saw Michael Vick lay in FedEx Field, knocked out, not moving.
Right.
Now they
and Sidney Rice.
Yeah, but with Mike Vick it was.
Oh, Mike Vick was gone.
Mike Vick
he had to be helped up. We was trying to tell him.
But then the Eagles said, and I was there. Right. I mean, he was asleep. He was standing up.
Right.
And Andy Reid comes out and says that he thought London was a little extra with it. No, they were trying to save your franchise quarterback from really having
not only that,
some
trying
issues.
to save him. We had already broke his ribs last year.
He didn't want that game. You can see. I'm just saying, man. I'm a Mike Vick fan,
right,
but Mike Vick knows when he knew where Dirty 30 was in that secondary, and he got him.
Right.
I mean, you never want to. I mean, we all want to walk away from the game with our minds. I don't think anybody would say it's any amount of money.
This is good. I like where you're going with this.
It's not no amount of money that
is
worth losing your mind, not being able to play with your children, being just not there when you're 40 or 50 years old. It's no.
But the question, but you guys have an ordinary amount of pressure on you to produce. So, for instance, with yourself, Kedric, if you're out there and you see yourself making some plays, and now you know that's just, you're already getting a lot of reps, but that's just more reps coming, and then you have an injury where you think in your mind, something's not right with me right now.
Going back in.
You're going back in
until
they tell you to come out.
That's true and false, but that's why I think
true and false.
We're ultimately grown men,
right?
So whereas I know what I can and can't do, I know when I can go and when I can't go.
But if you were to tell your coach, I can't, that's a dirty word.
Even though
me personally, I think I have enough credit built up with my coaches and organization that when I say I can't go, I really can't go.
But anytime you get a concussion, you shouldn't be able to go, even though you can feel that you can go.
Hey.
And I'm guilty of it too. I
know y'all
issue
been in there
too.
sleep.
Everybody's guilty of it.
I've been knocked out in the game.
Right.
On a kickoff return, I've been knocked out.
I've been knocked out before.
It happened. You know.
And at that point, as a player, we've been conditioned for so long. I need to be there for my team. I need to be accountable. If I don't go out there, I may get cut, or what can happen.
See, that's my
for
whole
me,
point.
At that point,
for me, I was going head hunt.
Right.
It was time for me to go get mine. And
Get yours back, huh?
I don't mean to say head hunt.
Right,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You was looking for somebody to hit.
I was looking to go play hard nose football.
Wait a minute. Just for the sake of they wouldn't see that. We're not talking any bounties here, folks.
No,
None of that stuff. No,
not at all. Not at all.
But let's be honest. You did hit on that. You guys are in a profession where it's the ultimate manly sport. And if you go out, people are going to look at you like you soft. You could literally be gone upstairs.
Right. No, if this happened to him, if he was knocked out, I know it's nothing soft about him.
We know that.
As far as playing. But we walk a thin line between, we're right on that edge of it's controlled chaos. And you're in a mindset that you fighting. That's what you are fighting, and I think it takes the games are so much harder than practice. Not because you do different things, but there's just so much emotion involved in it. I mean, if you look into people's eyes, if you see, you got some of the nice.
It's gladiator.
Because you playing for somebody.
It's gladiator because we're not slaves,
right? And we ain't going to the death.
We got this choice.
But we're playing for somebody. I'm playing for him. I'm playing for London.
You trying to knock somebody out.
I'm playing for Ryan. I'm playing for you. Playing for this guy, and you feel like, man, I ain't in there. I need to get back in here and get back in this fight.
And let's be upfront about it. Anybody with a straight,
knock anybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
We're trying to dominate.
But yeah, but let's be honest. Let's be honest, because you guys are family to me now, and I will say this though. Right. You're lying to me if you say that you are not trying to knock somebody out.
I'll say this. This is a courtesy, and I think the older you get, you become in the league, you understand that ultimately the guy next to me, whereas I'm trying to dominate him and win this game, he's the same guy as I am, where he's feeding his family.
Sure.
This is what he does for a living.
But what I'm saying is, if a wide receiver comes, it's two different things.
Right.
But if a receiver's coming across the middle,
I'm about to go blast.
You're basically trying to hit him so hard that he doesn't want to be in the game anymore.
Right. That he don't want to come across my middle.
He's scared.
I own this. This is my area.
But he's not gonna. I think that's football. You can only control so much.
Of course.
I think
that's why I think the whole bounty thing is outlandish right now.
Now, if the play was over and I just dove at the back of your
head, no, that's
dirty.
Yeah, that's little Giants type stuff.
Right. That's dirty.
We're not doing that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when that opening kickoff is there, you guys cannot tell me that you guys are seriously saying
we hunting.
If he touches the ball,
I hate to say it, but we're a pack of dogs, and we going to go get it.
For the game.
Yeah, we going to get it, baby.
And let's face it, if you hit that dude and he's done for the day, that's an adrenaline rush for your team.
You get up happy, but I'm still worried about his well-being. I'm not like, he's out.
No. You're not celebrating his demise.
Right.
Zoe's had the returner from Philadelphia Eagles knows this man well.
Oh, yeah, very well.
He has years of film of this man. And at the moment of contact, the sideline erupts. If he gets up, it stays erupting.
Right.
If he's laying down there, everybody calms down. Right. Guys take knees, say prayers for this man's safety, because we ultimately understand he's a man just like us. Right.
Well, look, you just real quick before we do this, I got to tell you, not too often in your career, when you're in the press box, when you go, like, I'm down on the field pregame and all that, then you go up to the press box.
Right.
Press box is soundproof. You just don't hear anything. Not too often in your career do you hear a firecracker sound when somebody's pads hit.
Right.
Twice in the same game. I heard yours. if I'm hearing that
Right.
up there, you can't tell me the guy that's catching the ball is saying them. So I need to find the nearest divot to get my feet down in or run out of bounds.
Oh yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Did you
That's
feel?
part
Did
of
you feel
football.
those hits? Seriously.
Yeah, I feel the impact. I mean, the next day your shoulders are sore, traps are sore, back or neck. Something is bothering you.
It was
You know
almost.
how
It was
women
almost
play
like
behind
it was like an
the
invisible. It was like
you, are.
an-
You can't. You know.
It was like those hits to me were almost eerily similar to when I went. I saw William Joppy. I'm a boxing guy. I saw
Right.
William Joppy fight Felix Trinidad in New York, and we were right there ringside. Joppy's from here, by the way. I just had to say that. But when he got knocked out,
Right.
it was almost like you didn't hear anything.
Right.
It was just silence.
Yeah.
But the hit it was violent.
Right.
That's how that hit looked. I was like,
But
did he even feel this hit?
Oh, I felt it.
You definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you don't feel it. I mean, I don't care how big, and at the time you don't feel it, but you get to the sideline, depending on how bad it is. The one that I really felt was when I hit Lamont Jordan, because he's a lot bigger guy.
Yo, that's
than that.
he was
Denver, and that
parallel
too.
to the ground.
Yeah, and I was like, that really hurt me, because my neck, I felt that immediately, because he's like 240, 250. Calvin is maybe 200 on the maybe. So it's a lot. It's a different impact.
190, yeah,
so when
yeah,
you hit
yeah,
certain
yeah.
guys, you definitely gonna feel it differently. But this is my question here: with how violent the game is, how it's become, and all the things that you've seen, throughout our careers, and we both have sons. Are you gonna allow your son to play football? Would you want that to happen?
That's a hot topic right now, man. That's I don't have one, thank God. I have a girl.
She might want to play though.
She not playing. She might
DC
not.
Divas.
No.
Yeah, they got. I mean, they got leagues.
No. I know. No.
I mean, you gonna tell your daughter no if she really wants to play?
I played with girls in
No,
high school.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying that I don't think women should be playing. No, nothing like that.
Well, I'm not saying you should say that.
I just think that for her, I've already got this vision with her being, in WNBA.
What's her vision?
Right? Yeah, exactly. What's her vision?
Her vision, daddy vision. You know how that is.
You gonna do everything in your power to steer her.
How old is she?
No, I'm just kidding. She's 4. She's 4.
Yeah.
Now that's my little princess. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
the thing is that
10 years from now.
Right.
being around you guys, though, she knows your daughters and all that. But I mean, your kids. But being around you guys, she's actually, she knows football more than anything else.
Right.
So I'm like, we're gonna have to start like mixing it up a little bit. She likes hockey. She watches the games with me. But I mean, can she play hockey? Sure, she could. There's U.S. women's hockey's great. But let's be honest. When you're talking about like opportunities for scholarships and things like that,
Of course.
track, basketball, softball,
Well,
swimming or
right.
gymnastics.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those women also come from other sports as well.
They do.
And transition into that, at the professional.
But
level.
don't put me on the high seat. You the ones with the boys. I mean, so the question is, are you going to let your boys play?
I'll say this. I have 2 sons, and I played football on and off starting in the 1st grade. So I would play, maybe not play for 2 years, and all the way till I got to the 7th grade, and I've been playing ever since then. And I think, what do you really have to gain playing, let's just call it Mighty Mike, Pee Wee football?
Right.
What do you have to gain from that? Because you're
Nothing.
not, for the most part, and there's a lot of great coaches out there, a lot of men that donate their time to run these leagues, and some know what they're doing and others don't. What do you really have to gain for your son playing that? Just because he plays football when he's
That's
6
a
or
male
7 years
ego
old,
thing. I agree with that.
It is, and so a concussion is a concussion, whether
Right.
you're 25 or you're 6.
It's actually worse when you're
It's
sick.
worse when you're younger. though.
Right.
Yeah, you're actually right. And if you just look
It'll
at
scar you, man.
if you
I
just
mean-
look at the proportions of these bodies of these kids running around, these helmets are almost wider than the kids' shoulders.
They're wobbling on their head.
And so, in my mind, I'm thinking, having kids and knowing what we know about concussions and them developing, their necks aren't strong enough to even hold these helmets.
Right.
So that's where I come in and say, is it really worth it? I can teach him football at that age with him not actually playing. He can play flag. He can play.
Right.
I mean, I'm actually getting into this lacrosse thing a little bit too.
Oh, this is the land of lacrosse
Yeah,
right
exactly.
here.
And so,
Well, that age they can't hit either, right?
And-
Lacrosse.
No, but it's a physical sport.
Well, I know it's physical,
Yeah,
but I don't think they can hit.
Yeah.
at
I mean,
that-
a broken
that
the
bone
young
worst
is
age.
thing,
different
the worst thing with lacrosse is that little thing.
Right.
That thing's heavy and it's
Right.
hard. That hurts kids.
Right.
but
Everything hurts kids these days.
Ultimately, it's their decision.
Play basketball.
Basketball is still it's a contact sport.
But it's more skill set, though, I think. I think if you're a young kid and you can dribble or you can shoot, you'll have a specialty as a child.
That's what's wrong with the NBA now.
Oh, of course
you got too many 7-footers dribbling and shooting.
You have specialists in the NBA. That's what you have.
I want a Charles Oakley.
Well, I mean, I'm old school. I listen.
Charles Oakley.
That's my stuff. I mean,
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah. That's my generation. That's the kind of stuff that I wanted to see.
That was great
I wanted to see hardcore. I don't want to see 100-point games now. I hate it.
I hate it. But back to the original question, at that young of an age, I probably would, unless he just wanted to play it,
right?
Then I would put him in other things, and I would still teach him football, and I love football.
Did any of your parents or your fathers or uncles or brothers play football?
My uncle was a coach. I mean, he coached me. So
the chances are real high that your sons are going to want to do what daddy's doing.
But I didn't play until I was in the freshman, so in 9th grade. But that had more to do with weight. Because in California, you got certain weights.
What were you doing before that?
Hoop and baseball, and then I did a little soccer. So I think that worked out better.
You was like you was gifted. You was all
you see one man Jeezy right here. It's not made up. It started at a young age. But I think doing those other sports helped me develop other skill sets that translated into football to allow me to be a better football player.
Sure.
And I think a lot of these parents, and I mean honestly, we can see things from a different view because we understand what's right and what's wrong. So our children naturally have an advantage just because we know the proper techniques to teach them.
Right.
We know to tell them to keep their eyes up when they hit. We know how important buying the best helmet for them is, whereas we don't go and just get a budget helmet.
Right.
Not because you don't want to spend the money, just because you say it's a helmet, they say it's fine, but it's not the best helmet. And all those things that come with it. We know what a concussion, looks like on the surface. We're not doctors, but we know when something's not right, and we know the proper avenues to take them to show them. So I think with that, parents need to not just drop their kids off, and they need to see.
Oh, no, you
got to be active.
Because you still have some guys that never play football.
Right.
You can pull up YouTube and look up tackling drills right now on YouTube, and you will see some of the craziest, just stupidest stuff ever. But
straight
you would never know.
Head crown of their helmets, and you see kids getting knocked out.
You never know.
Right.
And so, I mean, you think about it, something they outlawed at the tail end of our school careers was the bull in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
And that used to be something where you put a guy in the middle.
I did it.
50 guys around him.
Yeah, man. And you just have to go find somewhere to get out.
Right. And so think about how
we called them suicides.
No,
that's what they called them. I mean, it was
that was crazy.
Basically, they put pads around you, and then you had two over here, one blocker, and then they turned around and hiked you the ball. And I'm like, you already at a disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
But supposedly that was to toughen you up. That's the problem. That goes back to the high school level, to the grade school level.
Right.
It's not necessarily about who's the toughest guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you want me to get hit hard?
Right.
It's what is your skill set?
There's other ways of doing things. You do need to create toughness in young men because, boys ain't necessarily tough. You have to toughen them up.
But there's better ways, safer ways to accomplish that end of that goal.
But I'm saying, like, what is tough? I mean, it's tough, like, when your son falls and gets hurt. Do you tell him to get up more than you would your daughter? I mean, of course, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. I mean, but you do it with your girl, I'm sure. I know I'd get up.
Yeah. I mean, you see how serious the fall is. If they just whining or are they really hurt,
But if your son is really hurt,
I go to my son.
But
you okay? Kiss him and get him up.
You do. You kiss him and get him up. But isn't like psychologically you do want to kind of get him to a point to get it together quicker?
Whereas a boy, whereas a girl, you might just let her stay there and stay in your lap.
Cry till she's good.
You snap the boy out of it. You
get back.
You make sure he's okay. You look at him.
Is that fair though? That's the question.
It's not fair, but men and women are different. Where we have similarities and we're equal, we're made differently. No,
I'm cool with the answer.
Women,
I don't have a boy yet though. My wife's already said if we have a son, you just look how you baby your daughter. I mean, well, and I don't say the name, But yeah, I do. That's my girl.
Right,
and
yeah.
I'm going to baby
do it.
her.
Yeah, and that's how I do with my little girl.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta do that.
different. It's
you
different,
know,
though.
we doing
And
this for
boys are
different
different
reasons,
anyway,
though.
yeah.
Honestly,
but we doing this for different reasons. That's why we baby.
them girls gonna be the only one that take care of you,
right?
Because the boys gonna leave.
Gone.
The boys gonna take care of
Put
that.
your
When
nursing
we
home.
old and gray,
Yeah.
you know, they're gonna be like, Dad, I'll be up here give you your food. The son is
Yeah.
like, yeah, Dad.
He
you
got
know,
his own family he
hopefully
got to worry
everything
about.
going well. So yeah, that's horrible.
hope everything
That's
going
really
well.
horrible. we not representing right now. That's not good. But look, we've done an hour without a break. And it's okay because it's our network. We can do that. I'll you know, the sponsors like where the commercials, but yeah, it's there. but that means you guys were really engaged with this stuff. I mean, this is
Some
good.
great stuff,
I mean, I
man.
think like we said, this is what we do. This isn't just a radio show to us.
Tell them, this is.
I mean,
tell them.
This is what we do. Whether we in the car, whether we sit in the locker room, whether we on the phone, we think about sports. We love sports.
Look, folks. Look. Kedric's not making this up. I mean, this is like.
Oh, I had to do
This look like a game script right
I
here,
did some
man.
homework.
You know,
I had to do a little homework on. Look at
It
all.
look like a game script.
When
You
you,
know,
don't prepare,
got the
you
Blake
sit
Griffin.
there and fail, right?
Hey, listen, yeah, you
Go
know
with my
you-
picks,
hey,
baby.
Hey, listen, that I like the Blake Griffin knee injury.
Yeah,
and
you got to know about these guys.
Bulls too many injuries with Rose and Noah being out. I
That's
mean,
what we
whose
need to
handwriting
talk
is
about
that?
That's me.
That's those.
That's
And-
my handwriting.
And who? This yours too?
Yeah,
that's
I
him.
went to Cal, man. You know, I do a lot of research.
I feel
baby.
like that was a
research.
Why we
baby.
always
I
gotta
feel like
bring
that was a
Cal up all
backhanded-
the
What?
time?
He asked me. He asked me.
Saying,
What he
man.
asked me was whose handwriting this was, so I gave him why I did it. Because at Cal they train you.
So I'm
They
gonna
just
have to
don't train
drop
you
dropping that Georgetown on you now, man.
Drop it. Georgetown. I'm not worried about no Georgetown. We can go Georgetown, Cal all day.
Who will win?
Academically, us all day.
You think
Football, us, obviously. Hoop, y'all have a good hoop team from time to time.
From what you mean from time to time?
From time to time. Y'all have underperformed here recently.
You think academically,
You
Cal
back
could,
in
you
the
think
a-
Cal could get Georgetown academically? I'm serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to look this up the rankings.
We're top five.
Let's
Top-
look- let's
well,
look
actually,
it
we're
up.
number one
Let's look it
public.
up.
Georgetown is what? Private?
private.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a
Georgetown's
little
top
bit different.
25 overall.
Oh, we're top
Cal-
10
yeah,
overall.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Penn State's actually top
Yeah.
35. Penn State is considered a public Ivy League school.
Penn State's got a lot of facades.
Why you say that though?
Because they do.
Well, I mean, in what
Because
way?
I think for so long, Penn State turned their nose up to especially like SEC football. As far as
I don't think they
just-
turned their nose up to the style of football because they mirrored that.
Everybody thinks that the SEC cheats and
Well,
with the Alabamas. and
well,
the Auburns
everybody
and Georgia-
cheats.
Everybody cheats.
Yeah.
But don't you
Everybody
think it's a
cheats.
little? I came from down there.
I don't know.
covering
I
it.
ain't never been
and
down
I gotta tell you, man, I'm not knocking schools because I covered the Gators and I had a lot of respect for them. I'm a big Tim Tebow fan. I really am. As a college player, he was dynamic. However, yeah, I knew some dudes that came from out of Gainesville and from Tallahassee, and I would be surprised if you told them to read one sentence on there if they could do it. I'm dead serious.
Listen.
I'm just saying,
that's
man.
sad.
That
That's
is,
sad.
but that
That's
tells
sad.
you
But that's-
winning
but
at all costs.
But no. You can't tell me. I know it's been guys that have been, whether you can read or not, kicked out of the University of Penn State for selling drugs.
Of course, not often, but it's happened.
So I mean, I think y'all just do a better job of covering it up. Whereas I know at Georgia, if we got arrested or something like that, it was the front.
He thought
page
about
of
it.
the
He saw that. He was like, "Let me get it together." Come on, Kedric. You know them jokers cheating down there.
Everybody, I know. I tell you this, in my personal experience, I put it like this. This is what a coach told me one time.
He said, "You want a truck or a car?" No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
That
I'm
was
just
a
kidding. I'm
different
just-
conversation. That did happen. Not at the school I went to. That did happen on a recruiting trip.
Well,
I would not say the university.
was it an SEC school?
Yes, it was.
But that's all I'm saying.
But that, I mean, it's Ohio State. Think about all the
Right.
Oh, don't get me started on
everybody
Ohio
you know
State.
from Ohio State got tattoos.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Don't get me. But come on now. Before you, let's be upfront. Is getting a tattoo a problem?
No.
They didn't do
If
anything
they
wrong.
did, I mean, rules are rules, whether it's right or wrong.
but
it's a
nobody.
rule.
No. Wait a minute. When
Oh,
you
Ohio State,
when
you
you
can't have
put,
tattoos?
I'm saying they, they
Nah.
got in trouble for getting
Nah,
free
nah,
tattoos.
Oh,
But see,
oh, that's what you
right. But see, this the problem though. Let's go back to college. We all sat in
that was
that.
actually
We
one
all
of my
sat.
homeboys
We
got in
all
trouble
we
with
all
that.
sat in a meeting on do's and don'ts. None of that stuff was ever brought up. The do's and don'ts were.
That's not true. I tell you this. I have my freshman year at Georgia, we won the SEC championship. Some of the guys on the team, me included, I made a huge mistake. I was young, didn't really understand it, regret it, and the situation has been, resolved. We sold our championship rings. It's mine.
Right.
I can do what I want to do.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. Well, after that, we didn't do anything wrong. After that, they wrote the rules.
Right.
So now people are doing things
but
wrong.
but I'm gonna throw this out at you guys. You SEC guy. You see Arkansas's coach, Bobby Petrino, who, first of all, the way he left, this is okay. Let's just put it out there. I like Nick Saban quite a bit, but Nick Saban, the way he jilted the Miami Dolphins to take that Alabama job, it was a little bush
I'll say
league.
this though: how many times do the league cut players
mid
season? So
right, it don't matter.
The man had an opportunity, he left.
Right, but wait a minute. Bobby Petrino, the way he left the Falcons to go to Arkansas.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same way he left Arkansas.
Okay, but see, this is my problem. John Smith, the coach now, who was an assistant under Petrino at Arkansas, was given the job, I think, at Weber State, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't even there for 4 months. Petrino gets fired. They go back to go to John Smith, and he resigns from Weber State to go back to Arkansas. The problem I have with that is, aren't you supposed to be trying to set an example for student athletes to follow through with something?
They don't care about that.
Yeah, but ultimately,
but you won't release certain players you went to Cal because of your coach, more than likely.
I went to Cal because
the education.
I'm serious,
of course.
though. I'm serious. That was one of the biggest.
Tell the whole story.
I wanted to go to Stanford. I did. I mean, that's our big time rival.
Want you?
I didn't. Actually, Stanford is one of the few schools that you have to actually apply.
I had to apply to Georgia.
No.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
No.
I had to apply to Penn State.
No, I applied at Cal, and you go through a whole different system at other schools. At Stanford, you go through the regular, like you're a regular student.
That's a lot.
And go through it. No.
I had to write an essay.
I understand that. That doesn't mean they graded it or actually put it up against somebody else. You was in Georgia regardless of how well it was.
You know how it is.
You was in Georgia regardless of how well, and that's the same way with Cal. If you get a scholarship, you going to that school.
No,
you
some people got kicked out. Some people didn't clear.
Well, clearinghouse.
They had.
I'm not talking about you didn't get the right GPA and your SAT scores.
No, they had that. They might have had a couple convictions.
So you trying to tell me Lamont Murray, Jason Kidd, Deshaun Jackson? You trying to tell me all of them?
No, he's saying Cal is.
I said Cal is regular.
I'm sorry.
And don't try to hate on all my boys you just named right now. I said Stanford.
Okay.
And the reason why I didn't get near because when I was a sophomore, I had a 3.4. Was the reason. And then my SAT was only like a 10.50. I took it once and they said that was cool. So, but then they came back and said,
I think JR got in with maybe because you was from Cal.
So I used to always say they met their quota that year as far as how many brothers they was letting in.
Probably some truth.
But anyway, it worked out better for me anyway.
You gotta know.
Listen, I'll say this here. When I was in school, and this is where we're going, should college players be able to leave and go where they want to go? Should they be paid, right? I'll say this. When I was in school, I didn't think we should get paid. I didn't. I figured, whereas we didn't have the amount of money we wanted, and sometimes we had to scrape up dollars to go to Wendy's to get some cheeseburgers, it was college. But now that I'm out in the real world and see how people are getting filthy rich off the backs of these young men, I think they should get paid. And maybe not. Maybe
you're not saying a game check. You're saying the stipend increase.
The stipend needs to increase so you can cover your rent and feed yourself and get to point A to point B without struggling.
Because you work.
You're
not allowed to get a job. I say this.
You still can't get a job. That's why I cut hair all the time.
Well, people say this.
Now I cut my hair. I used to cut my hair in college.
Oh yeah, man. I had appointments only.
Right.
That was it.
People say this. Well, you're getting a free education. You don't have student loans. I understand all that. But like we talked about earlier, you got guys coming to these universities that couldn't read one line on a sheet of paper. You're giving them something that they can't take advantage of. Really don't care about it. They're there to play football and make it to the NFL or whatever other sports thing they do.
That's all you really care about, too.
Well, I was just about to say, it's a mutual thing. That's not one way.
But what I'm saying is why not make an incentive program that, you put $20,000, $30,000 a year that they complete and stay with their course credit and stay with a certain GPA to incentivize them, whereas at the moment in time, we've all been there when maybe that degree wasn't as important as it was when you were a freshman.
I understand that.
When you're a senior, and you allow them to then get that money when they graduate because they wasn't able to do internships because they was there summer school training. They wasn't able to get a job, so they've already starting 4 years behind the rest of their classmates.
Sounds great, but the rich don't give up money. That's why they're rich.
No, I understand that.
I mean, it ain't going to happen.
It's flaws in the system.
I just wanted to say, I'm looking for it, but I just wanted to show you guys something just to show you how it's done at Penn State.
How it's done at Penn State.
Coach Tom Chambers, he's coach at
what you get that on Wikipedia?
No, I said Tom
That's
Chambers.
a real live
Sorry,
source.
Pat Chambers. He's the coach.
I thought you looked up something.
No. I retweeted the coach
Oh,
today,
okay.
basketball coach
Oh,
today,
okay.
because he tweeted today. Congrats to those fellas. He tweeted today that he just got news that 7 of the players this semester had 3.0 GPAs or higher. What I'm saying is, certain schools, you know that you have to go to class.
We're not talking about the 4 walk-ons.
Right.
Nah, man, that's not what
7.
I'm saying.
What about the starters? What the starters get?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Were they in that 7?
let me-
Or was that the practice
Let me
team?
say this: if
'Cause
somebody's
you know it's
watching
more
this,
than just
if
the
somebody,
listen,
Student trainers.
right.
but listen, if somebody's watching this, I want them to do us a favor.
Yeah.
Email us at shows@sportsjourney.com. We will get it. We'll get it on the phone, and we'll read your email. But this is the thing: Penn State this year tied with, and I know you're not going to like this, Stanford as far as graduation for their teams. And Penn State was number 1 as far as African-American players with the highest GPAs.
Well, you say that because
So
they're
the
not
reason
good
why-
enough to leave early.
No, but not all of them, but some of them. But they're not going there. It's kind of like the Duke theory.
Listen,
I use the same thing with Duke basketball.
If
Duke doesn't really have a lot of players that are translating to the next level.
Right.
And University of Maryland has been known for that. Maybe now, new coach, it might change.
Right.
But they've always recruited certain players that they knew were going to be there 3-4 years. So you knew that they were going to be in the classroom, because if you know you're going to be in school for 3 or 4 years, why not get your education?
What they majoring in over there?
What you mean at Penn State?
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys, a lot of the football players I remember were majoring in like sociology, and
What did you major in?
I was broadcast communications.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and also let me so I'm gonna drop
'Cause
a bomb on you.
it kinda
I was
made you-
also pre-med, and that's what I went to Georgetown for. Yes.
You was pre-med.
Yes, sir.
I'd have to see that transcript.
Come on. Y'all doubt me like
Where'd you switch that up? How you go from pre-med to there was a
I always
you was double major?
I was a double major. I always thought of, maybe being a doctor, and I did an intern at Georgetown, and got into Georgetown. They have a post-bachelorette pre-med program for people who are interested in doing that, and I continued that. And when I got to organic chemistry, I can safely tell you.
So you knew you weren't going to
knew
the
I
league.
wasn't doing that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. You mean as far as playing pro ball?
Yeah.
No, I knew. I wasn't the type of athlete that hung out with the athletes. I can say that. I hung out. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people that I would go to study hall with. I had people I would meet in the library, normal students, and to me, I just came back from my folks.
Okay.
My parents were big time sports people, but they were like, listen, you're not going to be a dum-dum.
Right.
Bottom line, you got to strive for something more. So I basically used everything that I got at Penn State to, I was the play-by-play for Penn State football. I was the student sports director for the radio station.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, man, I put this stuff to use.
Okay. That's what's up, man. I'm impressed.
I appreciate that.
I'm impressed. I'm learning more and more about you.
So we gotta get this man. We gotta get him built up here. Get that Twitter account and all that good stuff going for you, so people can see how educated your texts are.
Yeah, let's do it.
No ums and maybes.
You're not gonna take the South out, man.
Hey, listen, my father to this very day, love him dearly. My father worked at the FBI for 20 years, worked at the Pentagon for 25 years, and if you met my father, you would probably, no offense to him, you probably would not think he was the sharpest tack in the drawer or sharpest knife in the drawer because of his diction.
Oh yeah,
My father's
you gotta
a
get back
genius.
there. Once you get past
My father's
that,
a genius.
Right.
Yeah, but that's just how it
We
is.
grew
I mean,
up
the
at-
South is the
yeah,
South,
South,
man.
right.
That's just, that's just the way it is. I mean, you come up here to D.C., you go in the city, you hear a different language too.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a different dialect. You got to, Say that again for me? Oh, okay, I got you.
Look, we still have, 35 minutes left. So you just take a break. I mean, this is a once and a only type show where we were getting picked on here, folks, so we just had to keep going through and keep talking about it. But who's going to take us out?
Well, listen, we here. Thank you. Appreciate you all for listening to Capital Punishment, watching us here, checking us out on evenings. You know what I'm saying? You got my man here, one-man gang, Lorenzo Alexander, the late Lewis, the legend, and me, KG, the bigger figure. Thank you. Check us out, Sports Journey, and we out.
Imagine with a simple push of a button, you could be on your way to getting firm, sculpted abs and a sexy waistline with the Contour Core Sculpting System. It's the breakthrough technology that requires no machines, no getting on the floor, no stress, and no strain.
Contour. The Contour is the real deal.
The secret is Contour's exclusive auto-active muscle toning technology, the digital breakthrough that automatically targets all your abdominal muscles, including your upper abs, lower abs, obliques, and even that stubborn lower belly. Thermographic testing proves Contour activates your entire core. The Contour Core Sculpting System comes with a one-size-fits-all Contour Core Belt, electronic controller with custom digital settings, batteries, and a 1-year warranty, plus an instructional guide and sensible eating plan. And it's all yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95. There's never been an easier, more effective way to get great-looking abs. So call and order right now.
Want clear skin all over? Well, get set, because Proactive's Deep Cleansing Body Wash is back. And so is free shipping. 2 hot summer deals. Now Proactive clears acne on your face and body, so you feel confident all over. And the body wash is yours free when you order Proactive today.
The Deep Cleansing Wash, it really exfoliates the skin. I use that on my arms, my legs, my chest.
My skin was smoother. It got rid of the small little bumps on my shoulders and back.
Proactive has a $40 value, but with today's special offer, pay just $19.95 and your shipping is free. Plus, get the Deep Cleansing Wash free to polish your skin to perfection.
I went out and bought a little spaghetti strap dress, and it was a really amazing feeling.
Act fast, and we'll add a free travel-size green tea moisturizer. Don't wait. Order Proactive today and get free shipping, but only for a limited time.
Dear Bowflex, I dropped 8 dress sizes, 36 pounds, and all I had to do was walk.
This is the Bowflex Tread Climber Machine, the easiest way to walk and burn up to twice the calories in less time. By combining the motion of a treadmill, a stepper, and an elliptical, you get the calorie-burning benefits of all 3 workouts at once.
I lost 30 pounds in 4 months. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Call now for your free DVD and information kit. You'll see how the Tread Climber burns up to twice the calories of a treadmill. Plus, you'll learn how you can own a Tread Climber machine today with special financing for 18 months.
Within the first couple of weeks, I started to lose inches. I lost 50 pounds in 3 months using the Tread Climber.
Call or go online to buytc.com for your free info kit. We'll also send you the Bowflex Insider's Guide with a personal fitness assessment to help you jumpstart your Bowflex body today. Absolutely free.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bowflex.
Sincerely, J.D. Weber.
Car owners, does your vehicle have less than 120,000 miles on it? Is it less than 10 years old? Is your current auto warranty about to expire? Well, Cover America Auto Care has a very special offer just for you. With current economic conditions causing bankruptcies and a downturn in new car sales, Cover America Auto Care now offers inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage direct to the public. You can save thousands of dollars on auto repairs. A toll-free line has been made available so car owners can call and get a free no-obligation quote. This auto protection is backed by an A-rated insurance carrier. Plus, you get a claims department that has an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. 24-hour emergency roadside assistance is also included. You will be amazed at how much you can save on future car repair bills. So call for your free, no-obligation quote now. Do not wait. Get covered today and rest easy tonight.
Sports Journey. Sports Journey Network.
ready for this. They ain't ready for this.
From Flint, Michigan, here is the 2004 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist and the former world title challenger, introducing Andre, the Matrix Durrell. He has a professional record of aim by way of knockout. From Flint, Michigan, Anthony the Dog Durrell.
We're gonna do a little fight. See what the outcome is. Yeah. Since everybody wants to see it, we're gonna give it to y'all. I'm gonna win the fight. Without a doubt. Yeah. I'm the best and forget the rest.
I want him to quit. I want him to say no mas. Or red, sugar red liquor, Joe, man. I want to hear that no mas.
It's gonna be rough for him. Let's say that. It's gonna be real rough. They ain't gonna be pretty. Far from it.
Take it up 6-7 rounds, and by the 8th round, he'll be yelling no mas.
You gonna witness it yourself.
You be the judge, huh?
Yeah, you be the judge.
No mas.
Set it up.
Sports Journey, don't see it first.
Sports Journey. Sports Journey Network.
You know,
One Man Jeezy.
Yeah, One Man Gang, you know.
Ain't just football, it's everything.
Antoine Randall.
That's right, that's me. Getting ready to lay it down and get it done.
Bowling, you know, I do a little bit of everything. Bowling is probably my best game that I have.
You're going to see it go down today.
Consistency, that's what it's all about.
You know, Lorenzo, he's got a good game, but sometimes he rolls the ball right off in the gutter.
There's practice players and there's game day performers. You know, I'm one of those guys when the lights come on, that's when my best game comes out, so I'm ready to go.
I do big things in big games. This is a big game. So get ready. If you ain't heard it, you'll see it. And you definitely gonna feel it.
They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for this.
Coming out and how's unfolding.
That's
when
amazing.
he walks up and looks at you, and is looking at the defense. You know what he looks like in his eyes, and is he thinking through something, or is he looking confused? Like, what should I be checking here, or what are they in? Yeah. But all that comes with time. So obviously his first couple of weeks,
he'll have growing pains. He's a rookie.
Right. But he'll be just fine.
Hey, listen, Andy Dalton had growing pains, and they were in the playoffs last year.
Right,
exactly.
Cam Newton had growing pains from a terrible team 2 years ago.
And they were terrible this year with Cam Newton. They won 6 games.
He plus 4 though. They was 2 and something the year before.
They weren't terrible this year.
And then they was 6 and 10.
I'm just saying this. We friends, but if they were terrible, what does that make you guys?
We were terrible.
We were terrible. The record said we were terrible.
I don't think the record.
You are what your record says you are.
So you think a 5-11 team's terrible, or a 5-11
Didn't say
team
weren't competitive. Yeah. That's different.
But no. Terrible to me is you stink. You shouldn't even showed up that day.
Well, that's just.
Whatever you want to call it. 5-11 is 5-11.
Yo, you guys were 5-11.
We were
but I got
inconsistent.
A stat. But every game you were in. Out of 16 games you played,
you sound like Danny Smith right
13 games in the fourth quarter, you were within a touchdown. That's not terrible, man.
We start playing horseshoes.
Right,
But what I'm saying is you get a break here and there. You're easily 8-8. Easily. What won your division last year?
No. Who gets blown out in the NFL?
9-7.
Who gets blown out in the NFL?
Oh, there are a lot of teams that took some.
No, who? You look at that Jets game. What did we end up losing by? 17?
Well, you gave that up in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Exactly, though. But it looks like a blowout, but it wasn't.
But no, I'm talking about. What was a blowout? Was Buffalo. That was you guys.
Yeah,
that was the
23-0.
I
only
wouldn't necessarily
game.
say it was a blowout though, because you always. I mean,
no.
14. It looked like a blowout because we gave up 10 sacks. But it's 14,
we didn't score. That was just an ugly
17.
game.
They
That's
scored
why I
late.
That's
say
the
that.
only game I thought you guys, in my opinion, and it's hard saying it with you, but that was the only game I felt like from the very beginning that the mojo was not on the field. It just everything was not vibing that game.
I mean, it's 23-0. It was a goose egg. I can't. I mean, what do you want me to say?
That's the only game I felt like after the game was like, man,
I don't think
them
we ever
taxes,
got
them
into
Canadian taxes was in people's heads.
I just don't think we ever got in the rhythm.
Good up there.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
I was looking for some Canadian bacon and couldn't find it.
You can get that turkey bacon up there.
No, I want that hog.
Not in
The
Canada,
real hog.
you
No,
don't.
it wasn't
Not in
nothing.
Canada,
Give me
you
that
don't.
gobble gobble. I want that hog.
Look, man, we want to wrap it up now?
Yeah. It's time to get up out of here, man. Arguing with you guys. It's been fun.
I thought we were doing a marathon show.
Hey, man.
That's what it felt like, didn't it?
Hey, man, I
Man, we ready for this thing,
proof
baby.
of it.
Listen,
we ready for this thing.
We ain't gonna speak on that.
But we're going to come back next week with this joint. Hopefully my studio will be ready next week. We can come to the house and do it big in there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. We remote setup, folks. We do this from wherever, Did it in China.
Right.
I did it from China. I did.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week I get to talk about my Utah trip. I want to.
Oh, we were gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Give us 2 minutes on that.
I'll save it. I'll save it.
I wanted to see how.
I want to know if he went to any compounds.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if I wanted to know if all of us right here
ain't
was
Big
the
Love
only
on here.
the only familiar faces
Right.
you saw all the whole time you were out there.
No. My wife is
I
biracial.
don't mean in the family though. Yeah.
But that was the most I saw.
Yeah.
It was a brother that worked at. It was a brother that was at In-N-Out. I saw him the first day.
What did he do when he saw you?
No, he didn't see me. I just saw him. I normally count, but when I saw the family, that threw my game off.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, it's not too many brothers, but it's fun.
Nah, I want to go to Utah. I heard it's
awesome.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I heard
You
it's
can go in the
gorgeous.
Winter Park City. They got a Sundance Festival.
You went skiing up there?
No, I ain't a skiing, brother. I'll do mountain bike. They got awesome mountain bike riding up there. I'll do that. Skiing is just not my cup of tea. Yeah,
We'll put you on a tube on the snow.
that might be fun. I'll do that. But if I'm going skiing, I'd rather be,
You do
fitted
jet
and booted.
ski. You do jet skis, right?
Yeah, I do jet skiing.
All
day.
Well, I
he
was gonna
turned
say
me
you
on to
can't do
that.
jet skis in Orlando though.
Who? Why not? The Gators?
Bruh, you better be careful.
Listen, I'll tell you a story. Okay, what was it? 2 years ago or a year ago, they caught a 13-foot bull shark in the Potomac, right? You hear about that? You remember?
Right,
that,
yeah, I remember you telling me.
We out there in the Potomac up there by what was that? What George Washington? What's that?
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
Oh, I've
right?
been in the Potomac, out in it.
No, so we out there, right? and I know how to ride jet ski. I've been riding a good little while, so I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of coasting, and I get thrown off my jet ski, right? I jump back on the thing like something just hit me, right? Something literally just hit me. And they're like, oh, nah, you being silly. You hit a log. I'm like, I did not hit a log. Something stopped this and threw me off. Well, about a month later, they caught a 13-foot bull shark in the Potomac.
So you trying to tell me
I'm not saying that was it. I'm just saying.
You telling me that what they caught was what threw you off?
I'm telling you.
That's what
that
he
jet
claimed
ski
to this
about,
day.
that jet ski about 9 feet.
But see, this is my problem though. If it threw you off, it would have continued.
Right.
You didn't see how fast I jumped back in that.
You was walking on water that day.
I ain't even get wet. And after that, everybody got back in the boat, though. They didn't believe it, but everybody got back in the boat.
We ain't told show.
It was probably some
We're not going to
driftwood.
chance it.
So that's what I was saying about
What
getting
was
in the
that?
water. This just driftwood and all that kinds of stuff.
The Potomac is
It's murky.
It's nasty.
Oh, you go out into Annapolis, it looks great, but as soon as you walk in there,
They got some sandy bottoms in Annapolis.
It's oily sandy bottoms too.
The Potomac
He was seeking in that thing because remember we got stuck out there. They had all that seaweed stuck in that in the motor. Same spot.
Yo, man. Speaking of realty, I gotta talk to you about a house out there in Annapolis. We've been peeping out.
No, but it's worse. Like Pohick Bay, the water look like it's 10 feet deep. You get out there, you be waist deep in about 2 feet of mud.
Yeah, man. You can't. There's nowhere up north,
right,
where you can stand in the water and put your hands to your knees and see them. You can't. It's murky. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold water. It's cold water.
Not to mention the snakehead.
Right, the snake
man, you gotta leave that alone.
Right.
I've seen snakes when we were at
No.
at my uncle's
Snakehead
beach
fish.
house. Oh, I know what the snakehead fish is because they're killing off a lot of things with those
They
things.
eating everything.
So yeah,
Got an
folks.
epidemic. on
This
our
been
hands.
everything.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Everything
But-
all
but
day.
I'll elaborate more on Utah because I actually got to play some hoop too, which is pretty cool.
How did it do in the?
Were you good?
Was I good? I was awesome. I shot the best ever in my life out there with.
High altitude.
Maybe that's what it was. We played 2 games. I don't know. They had us run. They had all these great shooters because I was at my Auntie Michelle's house. That's my wife's other side of the family that I'm not too familiar with. But great people, fun people. So we went to go play hoop. I mean, everybody in that gym can shoot. I'm like, these dudes play college? Made me shoot better than how good they were. It was awesome.
You know, not to stereotype, but
They was filling it up.
You was in the land of the shooters. How
They
about
was
that?
filling it up.
They did not go into the basket.
And we
They
was playing a
shooting it.
2-3 zone. I was like, 2-3 zone?
Oh,
You play 2-3 zone
you
in
just pick up playing in
yeah,
their hands,
pickup
man.
game.
That's- yeah, man. That's they had you at center, didn't they?
Yeah,
I
in the
figured.
middle of the 2-3 zone. Nah, I wasn't dunking on none of them people.
Do the dirty work.
Staying out the way.
Yeah.
But I shot a lot better, though. I was hitting threes and everything until I got tired.
Oh, my
But anyway,
goodness, man.
this is Capital Punishment featuring Lorenzo Alexander, my boy KG, the bigger figure, and we had Lake Lewis on with us all day. Had a great time. Remember to follow us at One Man Gang on the Twitter, also at Sports Journey. We'll get my.
If you want to shed fat and get a body that's shredded, then it's time to get on the rack. The Rack is a complete total body workout system, and it's the hardcore hardware that adds a whole new dimension of variety and intensity to traditional body weight exercises. You get explosive chest, shoulders, and back, big arm blast, and ripped abs on the rack, a fat shredder workout, and a total body muscle building express workout, totally ripped on the rack. Order now and get this special Get Ripped on the Rack 30-day trial for just $14.99. When you order, also ask how you can get the Rack system shipped right to your door for free. As an added bonus, you'll get the Rack Nutritional Guide, custom workout guide, and special Bartender's Workout DVD, plus shipping. That's a total value of $60, all for free, but only if you order right now. Call now and order the Rack Total Body Workout System for this special 30-day trial of just $14.99.
Have you ever had an idea for an invention or new product? Bill Schaefer, one of the inventors of Whammo's new Splash Wash, did. He came up with the idea while watching his children play one hot summer afternoon. Bill invented a car wash for kids. Ride through it, run through it. InventHelp submitted the Splash Wash to Whammo, the makers of childhood favorites like the Frisbee, Hula Hoop, and Slip and Slide. If you have an invention you would like to try to patent and submit to corporations and want free information that explains how InventHelp may be able to assist you, call now. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call InventHelp today for free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain on the Splash Wash. However, most inventions are not successful, and Bill's experience is not typical of what inventors can expect.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-619-2363. That's 1-800-619-2363.
If you're disabled and unable to work, pay attention to the following message.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be entitled to disability benefits through Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from a physical or mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. To get started, call the number on your screen now. And keep in mind, there are a vast number of conditions that make you eligible for disability benefits and dozens of additions that you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 1-800-735-0219. Call now.
Hi, I'm Shannon Doherty. I've produced, I've directed, but now I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to get my college degree. I logged on to Education Connection, the free service that showed me hundreds of schools and degrees. Now I'm getting my degree in liberal arts. But you could get yours in business, in nursing, even a degree in technology. Let Education Connection help you find the right program for free.
Log on now to 41educationmatching.com. That's 41educationmatching.com.
This is not a workout. This is a revolution. This is Shake Weight for men, and it's going to kick your butt.
Whew, that's it.
In just 6 minutes. Guaranteed. Ordinary weights isolate one muscle in one direction, but Shake Weight harnesses the power of dynamic inertia to totally redefine strength training. As you shake, the weights at each end fire and recoil rapidly. This piston-like motion sends a shockwave of energy that forces your muscles to contract as many as 240 times a minute. So you build definition, size, and strength fast. And now this technological breakthrough in strength training can be yours for just $29.95. Shake Weight is science fact, not fiction. A leading biomechanics research center proved that 6 minutes with the Shake Weight burns as much muscle energy as 42 with a standard dumbbell. You get ripped, defined, and stronger fast. Guaranteed. Call and order now, and we'll also send you this 6-minute upper body workout DVD. It's everything you need to add size, definition, and strengthen your chest, triceps, biceps, and shoulders. Technology is all about packing mega performance in less space, right? Shake Weight proves it. That's why it comes with this ironclad kick butt guarantee. Do the Shake Weight workout just once. If your arms, chest, and shoulders aren't on fire in just 6 minutes, return it for a 100% refund. We'll even pay return shipping.
Whew, that's it.
3 exercises, 6 minutes, and the faster you shake, the more intense and challenging your workout. Think you can handle it? Then call now and build muscle and definition in just 6 minutes a day with Shake Weight for Men.